This is very wrong. This is, and I want them to hear and rapidly cancel all this mess, because this is a very big mess. Because we are here in Europe, in the European, whatever, if the European does not allow us to take our phone into their immigration office, how will we feel? Then we'll say that is they are doing racism. But what about our own people, the so-called representative? Because just imagine, they are not giving houses to Africans, and the embassy has not come out for one day. Go and ask the authority, why are you not giving my people houses? They are working, they are respecting the rules and regulations, they are following the rules and regulations. Why are you not giving them houses? The embassy have not one day acted on this. They have not one day risen an alarm or say something about this. So sometimes we want to know, what is the meaning of them? Why are we having embassy here? Or do they don't know what the meaning of embassy? Do they don't know that they are supposed to represent the people? So my question is always, why are they not caring for the people? And they claim to be the representative of the people. Why? Why are they not caring for the people? This is very wrong, and I want action to be taken about this.
I think a week ago, I was on the streets. I encountered a guy that was like homeless.
Okay.
So because what I do when I see people that are homeless, I do find out the possible ways to help them.
Yes.
By locating their embassies.
Yes.
You understand me? Then I found out that this very person was from Ghana.
Okay.
Then online, I tried to possible ways. I don't know any location of Ghanaian embassy.
Yes.
So I just have to enter Google, search the name of the embassies, and I found some numbers.
Yes.
I called that number immediately. They responded. The person that picked up that phone more than 30 minutes was on call with their citizen here.
Yeah.
Try to find out the possible ways to rescue this very person.
Yeah.
The lady was even begging me to make sure that I bring their citizens down to their embassy for them to be able to do the necessary things to put that situation in order.
Yes.
I'm telling you about a week ago.
Wow.
Such a thing, can it happen to a Nigerian, to a Nigerian, that a Nigerian is in situation that you can just pick up your phone and call a Nigerian embassy and they respond?
No, they will never. Even if your passport is in the process, you call the embassy to be notified about about your passport. They don't even accept your call. They don't even respond to your call. So this is already an injustice. Then those who could not even respond to your call for your own personal purpose, for your passport, how do you expect them to care about? You see, even we have a lot of Nigerian people who are going crazy in the streets, who are suffering in the streets, and I want the government to hear about this, because this is a big injustice. Because we have foreigners, you can't see an Italian going crazy in Africa. You can't see a French citizen going crazy in Africa. You can't see a Chinese citizen going crazy in Africa. You can't see any European citizen going crazy in Africa. But only African citizens we have they are going crazy in Africa, in Europe here. People are going crazy. You see people, in mentally hid. So, and we see our those who call themselves prominent leaders, they come to Europe, they see these people going crazy. They've not one day say that with their authority, say that, why is this man go to if it's the Italian authority, if it's the German authority, in anywhere they come, or even in France. So we have prominent people who say they are representative. They come to Europe, in one way they see their brother or they see an African going crazy in the street, and they did not lay any complaint, they don't take any action. So this is very wrong. This is very wrong. The Nigerian embassy does not care about the citizens. The Nigerian embassy, they don't care about the Africans who are homeless, the Africans who are jobless, the Africans who are roaming in the street, the Africans who are suffering in the street. Nigerian embassy does not care, and they can never do that. They can never take that action that Ghana embassy took. They can never take that action because Nigerian embassy, they don't care about their citizens. They don't care about their citizens. They can never take that action. You see the action they take. If all the embassies, the African embassies, they are taking the same action, I don't sure that Africans will be going into crime. If all the African embassies should work in that action of that embassy that you contacted, if all the African embassies, they are acting in that manner, I don't sure that Africans will be seen any African will be caught with crime.
Even not only crime, the Africans will be well respected.
They will be well respected. They will respect African dignity. But because sometimes most of all the problems that Africans are suffering is coming from the embassies. is coming from their representative, because the embassy is the representative of the people in this country, in this foreign land. So a process whereby the embassy are very dull. We have dull people inside the embassy. We have some officials that are supposed to return back to Nigeria, but they choose not to return back, because embassy is not a place where people remain permanently. Embassy is not a place, and this is the reason why the embassies are not knowing the left and right, because embassy is a transition, is a migration system, and anything concerning immigration system is a transit. People are supposed to be transiting. This year you have different people, then the other year you have different people. This is how embassy is supposed to function. But we have embassies here in Rome, in Germany, in all over the Europe country, that one staff remain for years. And this is unacceptable, because that one staff that has remained for years is his tenure supposed to have expired. He's supposed to have returned back, or maybe change other country, or go back to Nigeria, or there's supposed to be a transit on the officials in immigration. This is why they don't care about the people, because they have one single person remain there for years, and remaining there for years does not know the new law. They don't have the update of laws to know what to do, how to help their citizens, how to stand for their citizens. They don't know, because they have been for years, keep suffering masses, suffering their citizens. So to them, it has become normal.
It now look like monarchy.
Yeah, just imagine. It looked like no monarchy. Is someone who's supposed to have left the embassy. He remains there for years. Why? What are you doing there? Why can't the government tell him that he's supposed to have left that place? Because you create chance for new people, for new immigration officers who knows, who are intelligent, who are current with the situation, who are updated. Because we have those who have been there for decades of years, who has taken there to be their inheritage, and this is very wrong. Absolutely, it's very wrong. And these are the addition of why they don't care about the people, why Africans are going crazy in the street and nobody go for them, nobody go to rescue them. So I want the government to rapidly act on this, to see why Africans are going crazy in the street, why Africa are being homeless, why Africans are being jobless. Because foreigners in Africa, they are not, they are being treated like king. They see police, soldier, even soldier beat our citizens to protect foreigners. Have you not experienced that?
Yeah.
You see a soldier will beat his own citizens, his own African citizens for a foreigner.
Yeah.
But yeah,
all time.
but can you compare that to what we are
happen here?
You see, we are suffering here because we have. Do you know why those things happen in our country? Because they have embassies that are updated. They have foreign embassies that know the reason why they have embassies. But yeah, we have embassies that rely on money. That because of money they can even betray their brother. They can even betray who they are representing. Just imagine. Sometimes embassy is supposed to have the right to go to the questura and issue documents for all the African citizens. Embassy
who are entitled, who have the qualifications.
Yes, they're supposed to have time one day in every year when they go to the questura, go to the Italian embassy or to the German immigration system and request for documents for their citizens. But you see this our embassy, they don't know nothing. All the African embassy, they don't do this. But if it was the European embassy in Africa, if they see their citizens wallowing or suffering in Africa, they go and challenge our government. They go to our government and challenge them. Why are their people suffering? But we don't have our own government that go to challenge their own government. Why are African homeless? Why Africans? Why are they not having houses? So to me, this is absolutely madness. To me, it's unacceptable.
Oh, thank you so much. Last question, sir. These people, they pretend to love Africans.
Yes.
I use the word pretense.
Yeah. I understand. Because I've been here.
You know the reason why I use that word pretend is that
they claim.
They claim. Okay, let's use the word. They claim to say they love Africans. They care about us, right? They want us. They wish us well.
Yeah.
Today, we have already spoken about the issue of houses, difficulties that we are experiencing here.
Yes.
But still on that, if you look around, then you will see a lot of edifice.
Yes, abandoned. Yeah.
Abandoned. Nobody is living there.
Yes.
If truly as they claim to say they love us, why are those houses not released to Africans?
Yes.
Even if they cannot even maintain it, let Africans maintain it with their money and rent them out.
Yes.
Because these Africans, they are people that are working, they have the documents, they have everything, they even have the money to pay. But at the end of it all, those houses are lying waste.
Yes.
Why people are homeless with money, unable to have houses to rent?
Yes.
Don't you think this is a call for concern?
Yeah, it's a very big call for concern because for a very long time you see people being homeless and they are abandoned houses.
Mm.
Okay, for example, if they even accept to give permission to the Africans because of they are working, they have money, they could even with their own money renovate it to go and manage it,
Mm.
even if it's not manageable. But because of the hardship, Africans are even willing to use their own money to
Mm.
renovate some abandoned houses where they could hide their head because you see, even companies, abandoned houses.
Mm.
Okay, the government that show that they care, or the government that preach love, or the people that show that they care about the people, care about foreigners, because they keep preaching, inviting foreigners. We need foreigners. We need foreigners.
Mm.
But the foreigners that are already in the country, they are suffering. They are abandoned houses. Just imagine, from 1 meter to another meter, you see
Mm.
abandoned houses. From 1 kilometer to another kilometer, you see abandoned houses. From year to year, you see abandoned
Mm.
houses, even abandoned companies.
Mm.
So my question is that why can't they be able to, if they don't want to renovate it, if maybe it's difficult for them to renovate, okay, give permission to the Africans.
Mm.
Maybe 1 or 2 Africans or 3 Africans or 5 Africans, they could come together in unity to put money together and renovate,
Mm.
even if it is 2 rooms, but to live in that houses, because it is more better than sleeping in the street,
Mm.
sleeping around the road, or then the police come to disgrace them.
And it will even reduce crimes.
You see, it will even reduce crime because when you allow them, because everything is done with permission here. That's why sometimes not that the Africans don't have money to go and renovate those houses,
Mm.
but because they require permission. You see that everything here is in somehow difficult because there are some things that you need to do. It requires permission, and the government who are supposed to permit this thing, they are the same people holding it.
Mm.
They are the same people keeping it strong, making it difficult. So sometimes these people pretend to love foreigners. They create just like someone who is preaching love in a distance, and those who are indoor with him does not see anything like love. So to me, these people pretend to love foreigners or pretend to love Africans, to be precisely, but it's a fake love.
Mm.
It's a fake love. And now I want Africans to realize themselves that, some people might love you with their mouth, with their words, with their tongue, but it's not with their deeds.
Mm.
So Africans, what I'm saying is that we all ought to unite. We all ought to unite. We ought to listen to each other. We ought to listen to each and every ideas. We have to cooperate because sometimes, because of our disunity, it causes a lot.
Mm.
We are suffering because of sometimes we have disunity because we don't have one word. We don't believe on one word. We don't believe on unity. This another major reasons why we are suffering. Because if we are unity, we could go to the government and tell them what we are lacking.
Mm.
So when they don't act on those things, then we also go to our embassy and let them know what we are lacking. If they don't act on it, so let them not ever complain of crime,
Mm.
because they are the reason why people are going to crime, because they are pretending. Just like you cannot create crime and be complaining of crime.
Mm. Because you are the one that instigating it.
Yeah, you create crime and you don't want crime. Just like someone created a crime and doesn't want a crime. Then why do you create that crime? So why do you create a crime when you don't want a crime? So sometimes the government, they create a crime and they claim not to want crime. So because how do they create this crime? They create this crime with hardship, with documentation. How do you imagine someone who risks his life crossing the Mediterranean Sea, be denied of documents? Does that make any sense?
Mm.
You see someone who risk his own life to cross the Mediterranean Sea, what the government cannot do, even while the government are in a ship, in a beautiful ship, in a very vital ship, they are still scared of the Mediterranean Sea. Then people who come riskly, you don't give them documents.
Use blow blow.
You just imagine they come with some very risky thing to Hitler, to Europe, and they don't give them documents. Sometimes my blame is on the embassy. Because if the embassy are really representing the people, I don't see any reason for someone who could cross the desert, cross the Mediterranean, get into Italy or Germany or France, it will be denied of documents. To me, my blame is on the embassy, on the Nigerian embassy, on all the African embassies, because they're supposed to, consider the risk, consider the life, consider the people, consider the action. Because someone who could do what you are unable to do, you respect that person. Because if the country is good back home, nobody would like to take that very risk. So sometimes they keep complaining of migration, migration, migration. Nobody is happy to leave his father's land. Nobody is happy to leave his mother's land. Nobody is happy to come and be in the land whereby he passes the age of getting married, he passes the age of doing some necessary thing. So nobody is happy. And I want the government and the foreign government, the foreign authorities to know about this, that some foreigners, some immigrants, some strangers, they are not happy to leave their father's land. They are not happy to leave their mother's land. It is because of the hardship created by the government and this same government who claim to be representative who are not representing nothing. So to me, all these things are bullshit and is unacceptable. That is why in all over the world, people are saying no to bad government. Yeah.
Thank you so much, sir. What would be your last word of advice for all that we are discussing, that to the people who are going to come across this video, sir?
Okay, friends and well wishers, my advice should be that cooperation is the key, unity is the key, and obedience is also another vital key. That we should be we should have this cooperation and unity, because a gathering without unity is a fake gathering. So, and I want the people to know that the houses that the people that the government are not giving to us, sometimes it's not, they are not doing it willingly, and we are supposed to know our own behavior, because you can't be misbehaving and you expect somebody to do good. So sometimes we control our behavior. I know that the oppressive part is more higher, but if we cooperate, this oppression, we put things to an end. And also the Nigerian government, all those illiteracy of seizing people's phone before they get it to embassy, I want this to be put to an end, because there's no one, we are in a civilized country, and those kind of illiteracy must be cancelled. Embassy is not a place where you seize people's phone. If there's no criminality in that embassy, you don't have any right to seize anybody's privacy, because seizing people's phone is, you are arresting their privacy, and this is unacceptable. So this is my own contribution. One big love.
Thank you so much, sir. It's really a great time with you.
Respect.
And I believe that people are going to make demand on you.
Okay.
Because we do have a interview like this, our audience do make demand that we visit such person. I believe you are one of them.
Okay.
So don't be surprised by tomorrow that we keep on knocking at your door to have much deliberation upon some one or two issues.
Respect.
Thank you so much. God bless you, sir.
You see your favorite Desmond, Biafra Lion.
All right.
Respect.
Thank you so much.